Hello students, today we are going to see the unit 1 of web application development. This is a 5th sem IT subject. Okay, before going to the next class, means unit 1 fundamental, first we will see the previous class what we have completed. First thing we saw about our subject web application development and the course code and the credit. 3 credit will be there for this subject, and after that we saw the course outcome. In the course outcome, after finishing your subject, what can you do with this subject? Okay, how you can utilize this subject, that is we saw course outcome. And after that we saw the syllabus, 5 unit syllabus. After that we saw the book references, what are the book references are there that will be available in the college library. Okay, so now we will move to the today's topic, fundamentals. Like first we will see the internet. Okay, what is internet? Everyone knows all these basic things, but just I will explain you, like some of the students or some of the students are confused between internet and web. So I will explain you about this World Wide Web, and we will see about the web browsers, and we will see the web services, what are the servers are there, web servers, and as well as we will see the web services. And here the URL, uniform resource locator, and after that we will see the MIME, multi-purpose internet mail extension. Okay, and the last one is hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP, and one more thing is there, HTTPS. S is nothing but secure. Okay, so nowadays every website is HTTPS. If HTTPS is there, then your website is secure. Okay, that is called SSL. So just we will go to the next. First we will see the internet. What is internet? Internet is a huge collection of computers. In simple words, we can say network of networks is known as internet. Okay, group of networks connected together, it will become an internet. Okay, so the first you can see this, the huge collection of computer connected in a communication network. Okay, of every imaginable size, configured and manufactured. Next point, the individual computer in an organization are connected to each other in a local network. One node on this local network is physically connected to the network. For this we can take the example like college, any college, take the Islamia college. So here local area connected is there, LAN, LAN, local area network, and we can say the physical area network. In the whole whole college, we just need the LAN connection, with no need of internet. So with the help of LAN also we can communicate each other in whole college or whole campus, ISL college. Okay, now so the internet is actually a network of networks rather than a network of computers. As I told you just now, the group of networks or network of networks is known as internet. Okay, fine. So now we then go to the next one, internet protocol. I think everyone knows IP address. Most of the student will say IP address. What is IP address? IP address, when you connect the internet connection, there will be a uniquely identify. Okay, uniquely identify. For people, internet node are identified by name. For computer, they are identified by numeric address. Numeric address is nothing but like 192.168.1.1. Okay, so about this internet protocol, this is a IP address. This is called IP address. Okay, IP, sorry, IP address. This is IP address. Okay, so now here IP address is the internet protocol IP address of machine connected to the internet is a unique 32-bit number. Okay, IP address usually are written and throw off a 4 8-bit number separate by the period. So this is called IP address, and this will be a unique. If this number is there, like next will be 2 3 so on till 255. Okay, then afterward this you can change 2 3 so on. Clear? So like this you can give the unique IP address for the different computers to connect the internet. Now the domain name, this is the most important part, domain name, because people has difficulty deal with the remembering the numbers. Machine on the internet also have textual name, like very difficult to remember the Google IP address. If you have a website like okay, in the next slide I will show you, like take the example of google.com. so this will be easy to remember. If in place of this, if we have a number like this 199.1.8 something like that, it is very difficult to remember the numbers. So in place of this you can write the Google. Okay, so this is a, what is Google? This is called domain name. Okay, this is called domain name. So this name begin with the name of the host machine, and progressively larger enclosed collection of machine called domain. Okay, there are 2 3 or more domains name are there. Okay, now here I will show you. See, this is an example of domain name www.islec.ac.in, Islamia College. So ISL is a domain name or host name, you can say both, domain name or host name. And what is this AC? AC, it is a local domain which is a part of the in, means in domain. Why we are using in we are using here because we are from India. If you go to like here in, if you go to Saudi, then you will find SA. So like this different. If you go to UK, then you will find at the end UK. So this is domain. Okay, so this is .in, .sa, .uk. So ac.in, so this is AC especially is given for the education websites. The host name and all the domain name are together called the fully qualified domain. Fully qualified domain, like www.islec.ac.in. This is fully qualified name. Okay, now I will show you the main, like what is the domain levels are there. First will be the root. Okay, in the root, top level domain, like we have number of domains are there, and that domains are divided into different levels. So top level domains, like top level domain is nothing but like .com, it is most top level domain. So second level domain, subdomain. Okay, you can create new domain inside the domain. Okay, so this is a tree structure. Okay, for the domain name, domain levels. So like this, top level, second level, sub, you can get like this. Okay, Okay, domain name conversation, because this is like a conversation. When you are typing Google, so when you are typing islec.ac.in, so directly it is not searching for the text. It will go and link with the IP address which that website address is stored. So address used internally by the internet, the fully qualified domain name in the destination for a management message, which is what is given by a browser user, must be converted to an IP address before the message can be transmitted over the internet to the destination. Okay, so I will show you this diagram. This conversation are done by the software system called name server, which implemented the domain name system, DNS, domain name system. All document requests for browser are routed to the nearest name server. So let's see here, like this is a client, okay, and domain name like islec.ac.in. So before www dot you can keep, so that whenever you are typing the domain name, that will go to the internet. From the internet it will go to the name server and identify the names islec.ac where it is stored. After that it will take the IP of that name and again send to the internet. From the internet it will go to the web server. From the web server it will display to the client. Clear? One more time I am explaining. Here client system, you are requesting www.islec.ac.in. so when you are typing the name, it will go to the internet. From the internet it will send to the name server. From the name server it will identify the name whatever you are looking for, then it will go to the internet. Okay, the IP of that name sent to the internet again. From the internet it will go to the web server and display the website, display the website. Okay, so this is a domain name conversion. Okay, how your name is converting to IP. From IP it is sending first from domain name to internet, from internet to name server to from name server it is identifying the IP. From IP it is sending to internet. From internet again it is sending to the web server. From the web server we are getting the website and we are displaying to the client. So this much process will be done in domain name conversion. Okay, fine. Now the next second one is www, web, world wide web. Before the website we will write this www, that's the full form is this. There is a small history, like 1989 a small group of people led Tim Berners-Lee at Council European pour la Research Nuclear CERN or Europe Organization for Practical Physical proposed a new protocol for the internet as well as a system of domain access to use it. As you know, before first it is started the internet, the communication between about the internet, we cannot say the network, we cannot say the internet, we will say the network. Network is only for the for the defense, for the NASA. Okay, now it is common for all. So 1989 they started and they did the practice. So the intent of the new system, which the group name of World Wide Web or simply the web or www, was to allow scientific around the world to use the internet to exchange document describe their work. So there is a difference between internet versus web. These both are different. I will show you. These both are different. Okay, so this is World Wide Web. It is started in 1989. Okay, and simply we can call web. Okay, the proposed new system was designed to allow the user anywhere on the internet to search for the retrieved document from database on any number of different document serving computers connected to the internet. So when you are connected to the web, so you can do any search, you can retrieve the data from the database, you can search the website, okay, and you can search the question whatever you want. Okay, so the next is, for the form of it documents, the name system are hypertext, which is text with embedded link to text either in the same document or in another document to allow non-sequence browsing of textual material. So we are going to learn about this hypertext in the coming classes. Hypertext transfer protocol, there is a protocol, with the help of that you can get the website, but how you are creating the website? With the help of HTML. So hypertext markup language. Okay, that also we will see how to create the website, and that we will link the CSS, you will see that. Okay, now web document is nothing but, like, in the web you will find the pages, document and resources. Okay, several different names. So pages, how many pages are there, how many documents are there, how many resources you are using, like that. So documents are sometimes just text, usually with embedded link to other document, but they often also include image, sound recording or other kind of medias. Okay, fine. So this is non-textual information is called a hypermedia, and the abstract sense, the web is a vast collection of documents, some of which are connected by link. So every time you cannot upload the document on the website, so in place of that we will use the links to get the document. Okay, these documents are accessed by web browser and are provided by the web servers. Web browser and web servers we will see in the coming slides. Okay, web or internet, here the thing, as I told you, this is not same. Internet and web is not same. What is internet? It is a collection of computer and other devices connected to the equipment that allow them to communicate with each other. That means network are connected together with hardware devices. What is web? Web is a collection of software and protocol that has been installed on most of the computers on the internet. So this is like database and all the software, whatever it is installed on the internet, that is called web. Okay, some of these computer run web servers which provide document, but most run web client or browsers which request document from servers and display them to users. Okay, so this is a very important for the web servers and web clients. You need to know about this. After developing the website, you need to upload on the server, then only your website will be reflected. Okay, Web browser. What is web browser? Everyone knows web browser. The web browser examples are there. Can this is Firefox, Google Chrome, CHROME Chrome, Safari, and so on, UC browser, etc. So here when two computer over some network, in many cases one act as a client and another one is a server. So whenever you are using the Firefox example like this, Firefox, so you are a client, so you are searching something, okay, the other machine search, it will get from the server and display to you. The client initiate the communication, like you are initiating for searching something, which is often to request the information stored on the server, which then send that information back to the client. Whatever you are searching, it is, when you click on search, it will go to the server. From the server it give back the information whatever you want. Okay, so the next one is document provided by servers on the web are requested by browsers, which are programs running on client machine. They are called browsers because they allow the user to browse the resource available on server. So with the help of these browsers, there are so many browsers are there, but here these are the browsers examples. You can use any browsers to search the data. Okay, next, web servers. What is web servers? Web browser is you are searching client side. Web server is a program that provide the document to the requesting browser. Whenever you are searching, SEAR, search, whenever you are searching from client, so the server will respond. Client is requesting, server is responding. Okay, so this is a difference between client and server. Web browser is like a client, and web server is a server will give the information whatever the client need. Okay, and this is Microsoft Internet Information Server, IIS, which run under Windows operating system. And there are most common used web servers, Apache. Okay, there is a XAMPP software, XAMPP is also there, ZAMP. Okay, WAMP is there. So based on your software, you can use the servers. Okay, that we will going to see. Fine, web servers. So you got the idea. Web browser is client and web server is a server from where we will get the information. Web server operations. Web browser initiate network communication with servers by sending them URL. What is URL? Uniform Resource Locator. In the next coming slide you will see the full form of that. The URL can be specified in the two different things. The address of the data file is stored on the server that is to be sent to the client, or a program is stored on the server that the client want execute and output of the program return to the client. There is a two things will be there. First whatever I store the file that I want. Second thing is whatever I stored in the file in the server, I want the output. These are two things are there. Web server operation, whatever you want you will get from the web server. Okay, browser and server communication. Just now I told you about this. Here this is a client request and this is server. So this is web browser and this is web server. So the same thing, the web client or the browser. Okay, all the communication between a web client and web server used to standard web protocol, HTTP. HTTP full form is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. When a web server begin execution, it transforms the operating system under which it is running, that it is now ready to accept incoming network connection through a specific port on a machine. Okay, same thing, like whatever you are executing the web server, okay, ready to accept incoming network connection through a specific port or machine. Fine. While this is running state, the server run as a background process in the operating system environment. So next is the web client or browser open network communication connection to a web server, send information request, whatever the request, and possibly data to server, receive information from the server and close the connection. So this is the communication. First it will start, okay, so whatever the client requests, it will give the information to the from the server to the client, and it will close. See here the example. Here the browser is nothing but this is a client, CLIENT. This is a client is requesting, client is requesting to the server like http domain.com page.html, something we are requesting. It is searching here, and server giving the response content on the page.html or error code. These two things we will get from the server. If the page is available, the page will be displayed here. If the error is there, means the page is not available, then it will show the error. So this is a client server architecture, okay, of the internet. Next, here client and server mode. First, browser, it is starting. First one, it is asking something to the web server. Web server is not directly giving to the client, it is asking to the database. If you have a database as MySQL server, it is going here. From there we are getting the data. Third, and after that we are sending to the user again whatever the information is there. Clear? So here if you have something database, in the database if you have a data something, that we are getting the data from here like this and sending to the client. So this is all about the client and server architecture. In detail for this you can learn in computer network subject. Okay, this is a basic idea. Why I am showing this, because for when we develop the website, so we will work on client server mode only. Okay, general server characteristic. The file structure of a web server has two separate directories. This is very important. File structure, first one is document root, second one is a server root. Okay, the file in the document root, the file hierarchy that grows from the document root stored in the web document, to which in the server has direct access and normally server to client. Okay, like this. So root of the other directories, in the server root, this directory along with a descent directories stores the server and it supports software. So this is the two things. See here, web server file structure is divided into two: directory root, document root, and server root. Document root is stored the document required by the client. Whatever the client need, it will store this. Server root is stored server and it supports software. So whatever the document the client need, that will stored by the document root, and whatever the support for the software, server root will manage that. Okay, now the fifth one is uniform resource locator, URL. What is this? This is nothing but, like just now I told you, uniform or universal resource locator, URL, are used to identify resource often document on the internet. URL format, all URL have the same general format, scheme, object, address. The scheme is often a communication protocol. Scheme include the HTTP, FTP, Gophers, Telnet, file, mail to, and news. So here, like take the example of website HTTP, like this. This is a scheme. This is a scheme. Okay. Now object address. Object address is nothing but like www.islec.ac.in. So this is URL. Okay, so you can use the FTP protocols. This all are the protocols. With the help of that, we can use the uniform resource locator. Different scheme use object address that have different forms. Okay, now HTTP URL format, just now I shown you here HTTP this. So here the same thing, fully qualified domain name and part domain. So what is fully qualified domain is like islec.ac.in. This is a fully qualified domain name. Slash, you can like index.html, like this, path to the document. Okay, another scheme of interest to us is file. The file protocol means that the document reside on the machine running the browsers. This approach is useful for testing document to be made available on the web without making the visible to any other browser. Okay, so here HTTP is there. In place of that, you can use the secure also. While file is protocol, the fully qualified domain name is omitted, making the form of such URL as follows. Like if we don't have any website, so just we are linking the file, just we want the file. So like this, with the help of this, you can get the file without internet in the same system. Clear? Now URL naming rule. When you are making the URL, that should be some rules. URL can never have embedded space. You should not use any kind of embedded space. Also, there is a collection of special character including semicolon, colon, ampersand that cannot appear in the URL. So you cannot use this in the URL. The include a space or one of the disallowed special character. The character must be coded as a percentage sign, this, followed by the 2-digit hexadecimal ASCII. Okay, ASCII code for the character. Okay, for example, if San John is a domain name, it must be typed as San %20 Johnson. 20 is a hexadecimal ASCII code for a space. So whenever you see the space between the URL like this, that is percentage, and this is a ASCII code for the space. So if you want to send like this, you will get in this format. Okay, now sixth one is multi-purpose internet mail extension. Here a browser needs some way to determine the format of a document to receive from the web server. What is this actually? MIME, M-I-M-E. This is nothing but this is derived from the IDEA, IDEA. This you will going to study in cryptography and network security in the final year. This is international data encrypted algorithm. With the help of this MIME is there. This is especially for the mail for the protection. Okay, and you will see in the cryptography PGP also pretty good privacy, that also come from IDEA. So here multi-purpose internet mail extension, this is specially used for the mails, for securing the mail. Without knowing the form of the document, the browser would not be able to render it, because different document format require different rendering software. So the form of this document are specified with multi-purpose internet mail extension. With this we will get the data from the web server. Okay, now this is simple MIME type. MIME specify has following form: type and subtype. Common MIME type are text, image and video. So text, image, video, plain and HTML. Okay, image is GIF or JPEG, and here video like MPEG and QuickTime.mp4 you can use. Okay, so this is the MIME type. And the last one is the hypertext transfer protocol. All web communication transaction use the same protocol to HTTP. The current version of HTTP is 1.1. Okay, so HTTP protocol is this hypertext transfer protocol. With the help of this we can get the website. So HTTP contain of two phases, the request and the response. Each HTTP communication, request or response between a browser and a web server, consists of two parts, a header and a body. This is two important parts. The header contain information about the communication, and the body contain the data of communication if there is any. So the two things are there in the HTTP. First one is header and second one is a body. First one, header, contain the information about the communication, and the body contains the data of communication if there is any. Clear? Fine. So now we are stopping here. We finished the first unit, fundamental. Okay, and in the first unit, the next topic will be the HTML, that we will see in the next class. Okay, so before closing this, first I will show you like what we finished today. We saw the internet. Okay, what is internet? Then we saw World Wide Web, and after that we saw web browsers, then we saw the web servers, then after that we saw the uniform resource locator, after that we saw the MIME, multi-purpose internet mail extension, then at the last we saw the HTTP. Okay, same thing, HTTP and HTTP will be there. In HTTPS means it is more secure, but if we have only HTTP, it is less secure. Okay, fine. Thank you very much.